today's video, I'm going to buy one of the new Producergrind sample packs and see if they fell off after getting acquired by Cymatics. Now, Producergrind has been one of the go-to websites to get high-quality sound kits for producers for the past couple of years, and they also provided steady knowledge and industry insights with the Producergrind podcast, including guests like Metro Boomin or Timbaland. Then, in mid-2024, Producergrind got acquired by Cymatics, one of the biggest sample pack sellers out there and the biggest competitor to that date. While some celebrated that change, a lot of producers were actually worried that this would lead to a decline in the quality of the Producergrind brand, and with people like TB Digital leaving the company and the Producergrind podcast being paused for an unknown amount of time, these worries seem to come true. So in today's video, I'm on a mission to find out if the PG products are still good and if you should buy them in 2025. In order to do so, I purchased the Producergrind Chromatic Trap Collection, including 10 sample kits, all for the price of $25. Now, I haven't opened up any of the folders yet, so we can discover them together, and I'm then gonna make 3 complete beats to test this kit to the core. In the end, I'm gonna give you my opinion on the kit and show you how it compares to similar bundles from other creators. Let's jump straight into it. Alright, so here we have the sound pack loaded up. We have the PG Chromatic Collection, 808 in bass, drum loops, ear candy, effects, hi-hat loops, melody loops, and MIDI. And then we have these 3 bonus packs that are sample packs that were released previously on Producergrind already. If you count all of these together, we have 10 different kits. Let's just go through them, and I'm just gonna play a few sounds out of every single kit. Obviously, all the loops come with individual stems as well, so you don't have to, chop up the loop or just work with what you got. You have stems to every single loop. And all of the sounds are royalty free as well, so no matter how many beats you sell, how many placements you get, you can keep all your earnings and don't have to credit Producergrind in any way. So now let's check out the actual chromatic pack. So 808 in bass. Sadly, we don't have any individual drum sounds or like a drum kit. We only have these drum loops. And obviously these are cool, especially because you get loop stems as well, so you get all the individual drums. But I think you could have also put in a little drum kit with just the sounds that I'll use to make these drum loops. So then we come to the ear candy. We have a few accents and textures. Then we have effects. Also have hi-hat loops and midis. And then we also have the loop kit from the Chromatic Collection. And then last but not least, we also have a small MIDI kit. So these are just melody midis. Now that we checked out the kit and have a basic overview over what sounds are included, it's time to put it to the test. And we're gonna make 3 beats with it. Let's go. Alright, for the first one, I just want to take one of the samples and throw some drums on it. This hard. Just want to get some hard trap drums on this. Spice up the drums by adding in a counter snare. And right here we use one of the hi-hat midis or hi-hat loops. I think this loop also needs some sort of, ear candy just to spice it up a little bit, as it's really getting repetitive over time. A small accent at the beginning. Yeah, just like that. So one trick that you always can do if you don't have a riser but you have a cool impact, you just reverse it, selecting the sample and hitting R. Literally just using a stock reverb for this. If we want to really go crazy, we can also automate this. So this way we have a lot more of that reverb tail. So let's grab one of these 808s. Now, when we add an 8 roll like this, you want to automate the velocity so it's going up, so you don't have just a straight roll with the same velocity. Now the 808 is hitting at G sharp at the moment, but I would like to have it like this. So we gotta pitch down the whole melody by 2 semitones. Maybe we can use like one of the kits from the drum loops. Yeah, this actually works. Adding like small pauses between sections can really make so much of a difference in like the energy that your beat is hitting at, because you're anticipating that something big is coming. Doesn't really fit in that beat, but maybe we can fit it in. Kind of works. Right, I think I'm basically done with the drums. I'm quickly gonna arrange this beat and then I'm gonna play the final result. Let's go. Here's the finished beat. Now for the second beat, I want to make my own melody from scratch, so I'm quickly gonna load up a simple preset from Analog Lab. Now something that always works with these kind of belts is like a low piano, so I'm just gonna open up Contact and go to my go-to piano, which is the grandeur, and I'm just gonna drag in the MIDI again and remove like all the top notes right here, and we don't want to repeat them so often, so we add the other one. Maybe we can make this even faster, like 160. And now let's add some of the ear candy, like some texture maybe. Something like this. And I think I have some kind of gong right here. And now what we want to do is layer these belts, so we're just gonna literally copy the pattern over. And now something you can do to spice up a synth like this is add EFX fragments from Material to it. It just adds like some grain, similar to Portal by Output. Why not try out the drum loops a little bit more and try to add them? Because, to be honest, I never really gave drum loops a chance with my beats. I definitely don't like all the parts out of it, but I'm just gonna import all the different layers, and then we can see what we keep, what we maybe change out. We don't have the hi-hat MIDI right now, but something cool we can do is we just select a different hi-hat sound. Maybe something like this, and then we drag the audio clip on top of that MIDI clip, and we say we want to convert the drums. Boom, there you go. Let's add a new open hat to this. Now the only thing that's still missing is definitely the 808, maybe something different from the last one we used. We can actually start adding like small notes like this one, just to, you know, touch up the 808 bounce a little bit and make it a little bit more interesting. Alright, here's beat number 2. for the last cookup, I don't have that much time, so we gotta speed it up a little bit, which is why I'm gonna stick to just using one of the loops again, and maybe we can touch it up a little bit with, you know, the aquired and effects that we have in here. This loop sounds super dope, so let's actually import that. And a little trick that you can do if you have like really empty hi-hat patterns like this is you can just send like a little bit of the signal to return channel where you have to lie on there. I'm just gonna set this to ping pong, super low feedback. Just have like a little bit of cool delay in the background. Alright, what else do we need? Like a counter snare would be dope, so just gonna select baby snare 2 for this. And an open hat. We just need to have that super fat 808 hitting, and for this we gotta use the spins. Alright, so I really have to watch out that I don't miss out the bounce of the 808 and the drums, because if we do this and we make it too complex, it's gonna be super tough for a rapper to actually get over this. Right here we're gonna add in the kick. Now the last thing that we're missing to finish this beat up is a percussion, or you know, some sort of background element that we can add. And we're also gonna add an riser. Just use the standard riser. Love this one. Alright, so I'm done with the last beat as well. I don't have any more time to, you know, finish this up really and make it a full arrangement, but I think you're gonna get my idea. So, here's the last beat. Alright, now with the cookups done, it's time to come to the final section of this video, where I first compared this kit to some of the other, you know, sample packs that I've reviewed in the past that are comparable to this, and that might be a good alternative for you. And then obviously it's time to come to the final conclusion: did Producergrind fall off or not, and is this kit worth your money? Now for the comparison, I went a pretty generic way by just listing all of the sounds included in each kit and comparing these numbers. And while this might give you a good idea of the value of each kit, because, you know, the more sounds you have for the less money, the better the values, obviously, it isn't really talking about, you know, the quality of the sounds, what sounds are in there. So if you want to get any of the other kits that I'm mentioning right here, check out my reviews. I'm gonna leave them in the description and at the info box up here. The PG Chromatic collection, as you can see, has 80 loops, which is definitely the strength of this kit. 40 drums, like loops and hi-hat loops, I counted them as drums. 10 one-shots, so these are just the bass sounds that are in there. The 50 melody midis, some effects and textures, and then the 20 accents. And all of this for $25. Something that's really similar to this is the Phasma kit from Alice Lost. So this has 30 loops, it has 200 drums, 200 one-shots, no midis, no effects, and 400 phases. And it also brings 50 starters to the table. Now, as said, I'm not gonna go into detail about every single kit, but I marked all the parts where, you know, the Comparision is better than the Chromatic collection as green, and everything that's less sounds or zero sounds as red. Essence of Trap is a little bit different. It has a little bit kind of different focus because it's not really a multi-kit. So it only has one-shots, phrases, and melody layers, and a bunch of them, like really a lot. And at this point, it costs exactly the same as the Chromatic collection. So if you're really into, you know, phrases, melody layers, synths, this is definitely the kit for you. Then we have the Sacred Trap Suite, which is by far the most expensive kit on this list. It's also a multi-kit with, loops and drums and phrases. Unfortunately, it doesn't have any one-shots, any midis, and any effects, which is kind of surprising for a kit that costs $69. But the big selling point, of course, is that it has 60 analog lab presets, which is super dope to have, and also the production course. So if you want to learn how to make trap, this is definitely the kit for you. I think it's the cheapest kit that has a production course in it that I've reviewed so far, so if you're into that, definitely check out this one. And then, last but not least, we have the cheapest kit on this list, which is the Sonics Mini Stash Volume 3. It only has 25 loops, but still a lot. A few percussion loops, so these are 7 drums, one-shots, midis, phrases, 20 analog lab presets, and even vocals, and all of that for just $7. So if you want to go bang for your buck, this is definitely the kit to go for. Now let's answer the final question. Did Producergrind fall off? And my simple answer is yes and no, actually. Because yes, they adapted to the Cymatics way. Producergrind is literally looking like a copy of Cymatics at this point, with, everything looking pretty much the same. At the same time, I think the value per pack has been getting better, because in my opinion, Producergrind has been quite expensive for what they do for a while now, and they could do it because they were working a lot with industry prods that would obviously charge more money for their sounds. Now with this kit, you get good bang for buck for your money. I think that's really what Cymatics brought to Producergrind in my opinion. Still, I'm personally not a fan of, all the flashy marketing, all the sales that are running all the time. I think you can even get this kit for $70 or something, basically all year round, because they always have some sort of 30% off deal running, so the value gets even better. But I'm not a fan of this. I don't want to feel like I'm buying off of this cash cow called Producergrind that's been milked by Cymatics, and that's really the thing that I don't like. But from the sound quality, no, Producergrind didn't fall off. It's still good sounds, they still work, just that you pay a little bit less for them. Now, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you watched so far, please consider leaving a like or a comment to help the algorithm boost this video out to more people that are interested in this topic. And with that being said, see you guys in the next video. Bye.